Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Reaction Nexus. Today we are returning to BABYMETAL um, with the song Brand New Day featuring Tom Henson and Scott LePage from Polyphia. This is the live music video, which prevents its trouble. And I've had issues with videos being blocked recently. So I'm going to adhere to this timer I have here for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, I will pause the video, and then I'll resume it. I've never heard this song before, by the way, so this is a brand new reaction for me. One of the rare things for BABYMETAL. Also, at the end of the video, what I mean by at the end of the video, when I say goodbye, there's actually going to be an extra part that's going to have a little segment dedicated to explain how the system of the channel works, and explaining how I'm going to, how you guys will impact what content is on this channel going forward. Well, it's actually already been happening, but I've been testing it and it works out pretty well, and I like it. It creates diversity and it helps the channel expand. It helps this channel stick with what's working while expanding and finding out what else is working. So, but without further ado, let's get to if you like this video, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe if you want to see more, ring the notification bell. In the description will be a link to the original video as well as the BABYMETAL playlist. I will see you all in the video. All right, BABYMETAL, brand new day featuring Tim Henson, not Tom Henson, Tim Henson and Scott LePage. I do know that this is not part of the new album. I know the new album has a lot of features in it. This is not part of that album. This is something they did a long time ago, back in 2019. But they just recently re-uploaded it, I think, and did some new things with it. So as you know, I'm gonna pause it every 30 seconds. Just to get around the blocking, then spend about this video is gonna be a little like, for those who don't like it when I pause, you're gonna hate this video, because I need this video to go out. I need this video to get done. I need to not deal with the headaches of trying to upload it. So I'm gonna do what I can on my end to try to get it done. Okay. So without further ado, let's get to it. 3, 2, 1. So I believe this is before Momo is an official member. I think Momo... no, we're just gonna stick right there. I think Momo is probably in the video, because I think this is when Momo isn't officially the third member, but has consistently been the third member. So this is before because I think that happens in like 2 years later in 2021. Yeah, it's been about 4 years since Momo, I think, has become the official third member, because I think it happened either during or post COVID, or right around the COVID era. So, yeah. Good lighting. I don't know why I'm commenting on BABYMETAL's production. They're always top notch. They've been top notch since the day they came on the scene. And you know what? Like, it's one of those things where it's like their production is such a high level production. But, like, and it's like, people think that that's all BABYMETAL is, just a lot of production. It's like, yeah, but these girls kick ass. These girls are awesome. Let's keep going. 3, 2, 1. Here it comes. They're gonna do it. All right. Nice lighting effects, nice instrumentation. These girls always have such a great choreography for their songs. I think her name is Mikio. Is that her name? Let me remind me if that's her name. The girl who does their choreography. She's also pretty young too. I mean, she was older than them when she joined the group, but she was like 19 and she was already a legend in choreography and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, I know a lot about this band. I've known a lot about this band for a while now. So this is none of this stuff is anything new to me. All right. And we're gonna do three, two, one. As always, Su-metal's rocking it, and I think that is Momoko. Um, she's just a great front woman. Moa is a great hype girl. She's good at dancing, she's good at singing, but like I think the best role to describe Moa is hype girl. Um, it's kind of funny because they are very much the Powerpuff Girls. Like if you ever look at the Powerpuff Girls, like when they first started, like Yui is definitely Buttercup. Um, Moa is Bubbles, and Sue is Blossom. I mean, that's the best. That's the best comparison I've ever heard in my life. And I love the Powerpuff Girls. They're awesome. Kick ass. All right, let's keep going. Three, two, one, go. Yeah, they're just like a great energy boost. They're just so wholesome. Everything about them is so great, and this song is a great addition to it. It's a very technical based song. I can hear a lot of technicality, and it might be because the two new members add a lot to it. So not the two new members, but the two features add a lot to it. But yeah, it's very tech. Sounds very technical. Not as technical as like Tales to the Destinies, but still pretty close. Okay, let's keep going. Three, two, one, go. I like the other two are just sitting up there. They're just like they have big smiles on them faces as they just because I think they feel what everyone else is feeling when they watch big metal. They're witnessing the future of metal. That like metal is in safe hands, and it's like man, these girls are great for the metal industry because they have so much going for them. They're young, they're experienced and young. They're young girls and they're extremely experienced. They have 10 plus years doing this. Well, Moa and Baby Metal, Moa and Sue do. Momoko has years of experience doing stuff like this, but not this specifically. Um, but there's not a negative about them. Like there's not a in terms of personality, in terms of like characteristics. Like right, like you might say I may not like this kind of music, this kind of stuff, but you can't find me a flaw within the girls themselves that is an ugly flaw. Like they might be like Moa likes food way too much or stares at people's hair too much. But what I'm talking about is like Sue doesn't have like a skeleton full of dead bodies or anything. Well, actually, she might. I don't know. She might. people who don't do what she says at this crowd. Who knows where they go? All right, let's keep going. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I love that. That was a good high pitched note. Sue doesn't hit that very often. She likes to stay in a certain register very often, but she doesn't hit that very often. But she did there. Sue just has a very powerful voice and a very commanding voice. And she has so many different levels to it, right? Like it's just, and she's grown so much as a performer. So is Moa. But Sue's on the scroll. I think Moa's right there. Hi, Moa. But Sue's just grown as a performer, and so is Moa. It's just beautiful to see how well they've grown up. All right, let's keep going. 3, 2, 1, go. I love that. But the girls came down. They made themselves less known so that you could focus on their two features. And I love that BABYMETAL always, when they bring a feature in, they give the guy, the people, mostly the guy, a chance to shine and a chance to show off what they can do. BABYMETAL has taken their platform and not helped, but shown off so many great artists, and vice versa. People do that with BABYMETAL as well. I think that's another thing too. I've heard that they're extremely fun to work with because there's never a time where Moa or Sue or Momoko, maybe I don't know about Yui back in the day, but I'm assuming Yui, as quiet as she is, that she probably fell in line as well. But they never say, they're like, we want to do this, and Moa or Yui Sue are like, no, I don't want to do that. They're like, okay, cool, we'll make it work. You want me to bend my arm backwards over my neck? I'll figure it out. So I love that. All right, let's keep going. 3, 2, 1. Sorry I'm pausing so much. You have to understand, as a reaction channel, I have to pause. I have to make sure this video can get to you guys. Because what's the point of me saying all these great things about BABYMETAL if you don't hear them? But yeah. The only issue I have is I haven't been able to get a good look at their outfits. I'm assuming this is like the rainbow black outfits that I call them. I don't know what they call them, but that's assuming what they're wearing. Man, I want to know how hot it gets in them because they don't, and that's another thing too, right? They are very, very beautiful young ladies. They've always been cute, and they've used their cuteness, but they've never used the fact that they're, to most people's eyes, kind of attractive to get views. They use their adorableness, yes. There's a difference between being cute and being beautiful. They are both. They have that sweet thing where they're like, Sue's 5'2", right? Like, and that's just, and Moa's 5 foot. That's just adorable. Moa's adorable, and it's like they've used that. The genre is called kawaii metal, but they've never sexualized themselves. And Moa has said, I think it was Moa or Su has said that they've thought about it in the past, but it's just not right. You can't. It's not baby metal. Just their whole point of baby metal is to be about the vocals, the production, the good instrumentation, and the choreography and the energy. Right? That's what it is. It's not about what the girl looks like. It's not about who is on the stage. Well, it's partly about that, but it's not about about sexualizing them. Right? They are what the pop industry should be. They are doing a better job of showcasing that women don't have to be sexualized to be popular. And I guarantee you these girls will outlast most of them. Good job, BABYMETAL. Alright, let's go. Alright, let's get to the review, shall we? Alright, that was BABYMETAL with their song Brand New Day featuring Tim Henson and Scott LePage. What was cool about the song, right? Like that's one of the few BABYMETAL songs that you could just close your eyes and listen to. A lot of BABYMETAL songs are much more about watching visuals and hearing, but you have to watch what's happening. But that's a song where you like, I could close my eyes and listen to this, and it's a very good BABYMETAL song. I mean, all their songs are great. They at this point, especially when they do a collab, they don't flub collabs. BABYMETAL does not mess it up. BABYMETAL has never flubbed a collab, and if they flub a collab, it's not them; it's the person they did it with. That's how it is because they are so good at what they do, and you know, whoever raised these girls should be very proud of them because they are model women in the terms of music. If I have a like my daughter, like with if you have a daughter and she wants to get into the world of music, have them look at these girls. That's how you do it. That's how you present yourself. It's how you focus on your talent. It's okay for people to think you're beautiful. It's okay for people to think you're attractive. It's okay for people to think you're cute. That's okay. But that shouldn't be the only thing that you have going for yourself. All right. If like I said, at the end of this video, there is a going to be a segment that talks about how the system works and how you guys are impacting the channel. It's going to be complex. It's going to be crazy. If you think you can handle it, view it. If you can't, don't watch it. If you like this video, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe if you want to see more, ring the notification bell. In the description will be a link to the original video as well as the BABYMETAL playlist. And please God, upload. Till next time. Goodbye, everybody. Alright, everybody, this is the explanation video. It will be posted, it will be at the end of every video I upload this week. So, the way this is gonna work, okay? You guys don't know. I don't know if you guys have paid attention, but I upload 4 times a week, or 4 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Okay? On every day, I upload at noon, 3:15, 6:30, 9:45. So it has a 3 hour and 15 minute space in between each upload. Okay? If you've noticed, the bands at noon and 6:30 have been consistent, while the bands at 3:15 and 9:45 have fluctuated, and that's how it's going to work. So, the bands at noon and 6:30 are put into a pool, okay, where after a week their numbers are locked, and I calculate them and I organize them based upon who's performed the best and who hasn't. The top 4 bands will move on to the next cycle. The next cycle, you won't. When I say next cycle, it's a cycle is 4 weeks. So the fourth 4 weeks roughly after the video air, the four after this week, you will see the results of the cycle. So, like I said, the bands at noon and 6:30 are put into a pool to claim the 4 noon slots for the next cycle. For the next segment part of the cycle, right? Meanwhile, and by the way, it changes each week, right? So this week will affect the week that a week affect part of the cycle that happens 4 weeks from now, right? Next week will affect the cycle that part of the cycle that happens 4 weeks from now. So, and then the way it also works is the band. So the bands at 3:15 are all bands that have been selected from a list of artists that I have that are similar to the band at noon. I look up bands that are similar. If you have a recommendation for me, I put them on the list based upon the video you reacted to. And then at 9:45, the band at 9:45 is always based upon the band at 6:30. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. So the band at 3:15 is always based upon the band that's at 12 noon. The band at 9:45 is always based upon the band that's at 6:30. But here's the kicker. So I told you that the 6:30 and noon bands all get put into a pool, and the top 4 move on, become in the next cycle, and become the top 4 bands, and then the 4 bands that represent the noon cycle. You're saying, so what about the 6:30 cycle? What happens to those bands? That is what I do to the 6:30 and noon bands, I do to the 3:15 and 9:45 bands. I put them in a group, and I keep them in a separate thing. And if the top 4 from that group moves on to the 6:30. So what happens is at noon, you will always see a band that is consistent, right? That is always performing well, that is always doing well on this channel, that you guys want to see and I want to see. At 3:15, you will always see a band that is similar to one of the noon bands, that has been recommended to me because of the noon band, is on my list because of the noon band, but is always there because of them. And then at 6:30, you will always see a band that I have discovered through another group that has been given a bigger spotlight at 6:30. They've been given a second week, and normally the 6:30 is when they get their playlist, when they get their full representation on the channel as a band. And then at 9:45, same thing at 3:15, but for the 6:30. So at 9:45, the band at 9:45 will be similar to the 6:30. The way this all sums up, and it sounds crazy and it sounds odd, and I will post something that might help you guys better. I'll figure out something to post that might help you better. But the way to figure this all out, the way to summarize it, is your stuff matters. The way you can tell me if you want to see a band more, other than just telling me upright, is making sure you watch the videos, you like, you comment, and you share the videos so you can get other people to like and comment. If you really want, so this week, one of the bands I have is Anchor. They're coming in on Friday. If you really want Anchor to succeed and make it further onto this channel, your voice needs to be heard. I need to see views, I need to see likes, comments, all that. And I think that's how all channels work. But I'm giving you the ultimate. You have the steering wheel of this channel. That's the best way I can describe it. I know I described it in a long-winded way. I know you guys think I'm annoying, but like I said, you don't have to watch this part. So, without further ado, that'll be the end of this part. This will be put at the end of every video that I upload from this week. Again, it's at the end, so you don't have to watch it. Till next time. Goodbye, everybody.